Boom. Sorry, you want to finish your story? You good? Okay. All right, getting back to some of our equations. Let's see, there we go, that page. All right, similar to the last one, but different. -6, parentheses, -9, -8 plus 4, minus 2, 7 plus 3. There we go.
-96.
Yes. So, how do we solve?
We're going to be doing in the parentheses first 7 plus 3 and -8 plus 4.
So -8 plus 4 is?
-4.
-4. So that's -4, and this is?
10.
10. All right, so we have -9 times -4 minus 2 times 10?
Yes.
All right. So what are we going to do next?
We're going to multiply -9 times 4 and not negative 3. We're going to do 2 times 10.
So multiplication comes next. So -9 times -4 is?
36.
Positive 36. And then we have minus 2 times 10 is?
20.
20. So that's that way. So 36 minus 20 is? 16. So we have 16 inside of brackets with -6 out here. So that is -6 times 16. So -6 times 16 is?
-96.
-96. There we go. All right. Let me see. -3 plus 2. -12 minus 4 plus -4 plus 6 times 3.
Was that -9 or
-3 plus 2, -12 minus 4, plus -4 plus 6. This is 4. What you're asking, this one? 4 plus 6 times 3.
14.
All right, what's first? Parentheses. -3 plus 2.
-1.
-1. That's going to be times -12 minus 4.
-16.
-16. So we have -1 times -16 plus -4 plus 6
2.
plus 2 times
3.
3. So we just go left to right?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yep.
I don't think so. Got a plus here. Multiplication comes first. So we got to do this side then that side. So -1 times -16.
Just
16.
Just 16. Okay. Plus 2 times 3.
6.
So 16 plus 3 equals
22.
22. All right. Let me see. All right. I didn't do this. I didn't write this one down because it's... let me see. What do I want? Oh, this one over here. Here we go. This is, it just says, solve the equation. Oh, I know. what would you do here?
Exponents first or parentheses first.
Right, so it's almost the same thing. Parentheses, exponents, well, they have an exponent in parentheses, so it's like, there you go. So to rewrite it, it'd be -4 plus 6 plus, there's an exponent, 10 cubed.
So it would be inside the parentheses first, so that doesn't matter.
In this case, it doesn't. Well, I mean, we could do that. But that's, if I wanted to do this one first, I just want to convert this out to a big number.
1,000.
What is that? How do I plug this into my calculator?
10,
carrot.
3.
That way, 10 caret 3. So 10 caret 3, I don't want to make any errors on that. So that's 1,000. Parentheses. And then we're going to do make sure you use the right button. That's the x squared. So it's second. Looking for that right there. 1296 equals, and what is that? 36. All right. So what's next? Multiplication. So 1,000 times 36 is 36,000. -4 plus 6 plus, what do we do? Left to right. -4 plus 6 is 2 plus 36,000 equals 36,002 is the answer that I got. All right. Refer to figure 60. Solve the equation. Let's see. Let's just do this. We'll go here. We'll cut and paste that. Come over to here. We'll paste it in here. There we go.
Let's,
So this one, the big trick is going to be this 3 to the -3rd power. And by the way, something to the -3rd power is the same thing as saying x to the 1/3 power. Now the way you do it on your calculator would just be 3 caret the negative symbol 3, and it should work out fine. Yeah, it does. Well, let's see if you are correct. So we can work everything in the parentheses. So -5 plus 23 is 18. Okay, looks right. Times -2 plus, what did this end up being right here?
127.
127?
1/27.
Well, I wanted a decimal. I think would be easy.
0.037.
Point
And put 037, 037, 037.
0.037. Everybody get 0.037 for that?
Yep.
Right there. So it's 3 caret -3 equals 0.037, 0.037, 0.037, 0.037. If you would have said that, I would say, I heard you the first time. Somebody slap him. He's stuck. All right. 0.037 times the square root of 64. 8. And we know how to get that, right? So 8. So let's have a plus right here. So we're going to do division for multiplication first. So 18 times -2. -36. Oops, we forgot something. Hang on. There's a whole other part of this. What's the bottom part here? -27 divided by 9.
-3.
-3. Now we'll do the top part. So 18 times -2. Negative 36 plus 0.037 times 8. I don't know that one off the top of my head.
296.
Times 8 equals 0.296. 0.296 divided by negative 3. So we're going to finish this off. So the addition negative 36 plus 0.296 is what? What'd you get? Negative 35.704 divided by negative 3. So divided by negative 3 equals, and I got
11.9013 repeated.
11.9 would be the correct answer. Thereabouts. 11.9. All right. Everybody got that okay? Didn't lose anybody on that one? Let's see. Ooh, that's a tricky one. There we go. Now, at first glance, is like, oh, well, they want the fourth root of 125? No, they don't. What is this on your calculator? Yeah. So is it 4 divided by 125?
Negative 4 divided by 1.
Is it negative 4 divided by 125? Question mark. Or is it 125 divided by negative 4? Which one is it?
Oh, it's the second one.
And the second one. Okay. So then that becomes negative 36 divided by negative 6. And divide all that. So 125 divided by negative 4. This goes back to that whole thing about, you could look at, well, it's how many times this goes into something. You're just like, well, it's like that. 1, 2, that's 1 goes into 2. That's like 0.5. I'm just going to screw things up. So just be careful how you do that. So it's 125 divided by 4. It's how many times does 4 go into 125. And, of course, if you got all screwed up, I guess what I could have said is you could just go like, well, we all remember how to do this? Back in grade school, 4 goes into 1. It doesn't. 4 goes into 12. 3 times. 4 times 3 is 12. That's 0. Bring down your 5. 4 goes into 5. 1 time. So 4 times 1 is 4. We have a remainder of 1. So bring down the 0. That's 10. So it's going to be 31 point something or another. What did the calculator tell us?
31.25.
31.25. So there we go. Now we know we're doing it right. And we know that this was the right way to do it. So we have 31.25 was the answer. Yeah, I was going to say negative 31.25, right?
Yes.
Yes. Over. Positive 6. 6 goes into 36. 36 divided by 6 would be 6 times. So negative 31.25 divided by 6.
Negative 5.2083.
Negative
Negative 5.2.
5.2. Negative 5.2. Yeah? Everybody's in agreement? Can't move on if you're going to argue about that. Maybe if it's wrong. All right. I don't know how many of you guys have your Canvas open right now, just selecting the right answers. Oh, we got this mess. There we are. Well, that looks actually pretty easy. But I just don't think you can plug that into your calculator too easily. You could probably the top line. I wouldn't trust it. Done?
14.
14.
All right, that is correct. 14. All right, so how did we do it? Did you just plug it in just like that?
Yeah, I just put parentheses around everything.
Did you, oh, then just hit divide by,
I only did the top line first and then answer of the answer.
and there's nothing wrong with that as far as I'm concerned. I mean, if that gives you the right answer, boom, good enough. So what he's saying is he actually literally just plugged in his calculator just like that, got the answer for the top line, did the square root of 25, and then you could probably just get, yeah, that's why I would have probably done it too. But to do it longhand, what do we get? Negative 35 plus 25 is negative 10 times negative 7 plus, what is pi? 3.14. And 16 to the negative power, again, is 16 to the half power is what it really is. What did that end up being?
0.0039.
0.0039. Let's call it 0.004. 0.004. All right, so now we're going to do our multiplication. Negative 10 times negative 7. 70 plus, I'm not doing that one in my head. 0.004 times pi key equals, what do you got?
0.122.
0.12. I got 0.01. It depends on how far you rounded and such. 0.1. I got 0.12566. So I go 0.0126. But the answer would be 70.0126 divided by square root of 25, which is 5. So plus 70 equals divided by 5 equals. And I got what I heard before, 14.0025. Yes.
70.00 you can take away a 0. I got 70.00.
Let me see. 3.14 times 0.004 equals, nope, I got 0.0126. Figure out where you went wrong there? Which is not accusing him of this at all, but when I'm looking at some of your guys' math stuff you're turning in, remember it's aviation. It's critical that people can understand what you're trying to convey. So make sure that your numbers are very clear, not that your decimals are clear. Because some of you are just giving me a, and I'm like, whoa, there's a dot there. Yeah, there really is. I can see it right there. But so make sure your dots are clear. Okay. Next one. Well, that looks like fun.
This is a real question?
Yeah. It's right out of the FA textbook.
That's great.
Or not FA, the Q&As. Yeah, that's why we're doing them. Because it's fun. Now, I will tell you right now, somebody came up to me, 309, probably one of you guys, and asked me how I did this, and I solved it and got the wrong answer. Because I never paid attention to the fact that it had the square root sign. I just kept drawing everything else and forgot to bring down the square root sign. And that gave me the wrong answer. So I want to make sure we get the right answer on here. And it's got all kinds of fun stuff on here. One of the first things I'm going to tell you right here is this negative 4 to the 0 power. You have to make sure that we keep that negative together, because if it wasn't a 0, it would change I think it would change it anyway. Remember we talked about the fact in 309 that like 2 squared equals, that's 2 times 2, which equals 4. Negative 2 squared is the opposite. That means the opposite of 2 squared. So it's actually the opposite of 2 times 2, which is 4. That's the opposite, which equals negative 4. The opposite of that is that. Actually works better with cubes. I'll do it with cubes. So 2 cubed equals 2 times 2 times 2, which is 8. Okay, negative 2 cubed, that's the opposite. So that's the opposite. It's 2 times 2 times 2. It's the opposite of, which equals negative 8. But a negative 2 cubed in parentheses is negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2. So that's negative 2 times negative 2 is negative 4. And positive 4.
It's still negative.
That's still negative. Did something wrong. My example just
Do
fell
it
on.
for, do negative 2.
I know. I had a good example. The point is, hopefully you get that point there. That means the opposite, and that means to carry it forward. So depending on how many times you multiply it, you could get the wrong thing. So just make sure, when in doubt, make sure you get the parentheses. That's the point. Okay. Make sure you put the parentheses around that so you get the correct answer. Let's try that. So that's parentheses, negative 4, close parentheses, to the 0 power equals 1. Just curious here. And then if I put negative 4 to 0 equals negative 1. So if I don't put the parentheses, I'm going to get negative 1 as the answer, and that is not the correct answer. So it's 1. Follow? Okay. Plus 6 plus 6. All right, so we know how to do that one. All right, so on your calculator, the caret key. Okay, you can use the second. Let's see, we go 4, second, that key. So it's. Let me move this over. All right, so right here, these two buttons right here, the caret one has an X like that, and then this X square here just has this. So that implies that's a 2. That's just the square root. So what I would do is put 4 second caret, which then is going to equal this one right here. Then I'm going to put in that number. What's that number? 1296. I think it asks you for a parenthesis. It'll give you parentheses automatically. And that should give you what? 1296. Nope, no parentheses needed. 6. So it's, again, the operation is 4. Then you do that. Then the 1296 equals. And then you will get that 6.
Is there? I got a question about the calculator. You get an answer like that, it's 25, and then you're like, "Oh, I'm gonna get to find the square root." It always seems like I have to delete my answer and then hit second square root and then enter back in there. Can I just do something to kind of?
Oh yeah,
what's
when
the
working
square root of that?
when working with square roots, it always seems. Yeah, I have a problem with this calculator too. It always feels like
I
it's
gotta
just
like
done.
forget my answer.
You got to write it down and
Write
go
it down.
back. Yep. I don't know how the workaround around that one, but this was 6, right? That we said. And then that's the square root of 3 squared.
That just cancels out.
3.
Yeah, so that's the same. So it's
Times 3.
yeah. So if you did it with something that actually made sense, like 25. So if we did square root of 25 squared, well, that's square root of 25 is 5, and square that equals 25. So it's just the two cancel each other out. So that cancels each other. So it's 6 times 3 equals, what do we get? Oh, 6 times 3 is,
Don't forget the square root.
I know, I was going to see if you guys are paying attention. 1 plus 6, 7. So it's 7 plus 18, which equals
Square root of
25. And I bet you 25 is an answer on there, but it asks what is the square root of that. And that is 5.
How do you?
Like if you like
So what's the,
if you like say you did the thing, then you got 25.
yeah.
I mean, I guess either way, if you clear it, but it saves your answer right here. Like you press second and then the negative sign and answer,
Oh, yeah.
or you would do like the square root thing first and then answer.
Yeah, so it
You
does
still,
have
gotta,
a,
you still gotta clear it, but at least it'll save
But like
it.
it saves the last.
Yeah, like
It
the
does.
last answer. Like if it's a long number, then you don't have to remember it.
That's a good idea.
All right, let's see what else we got here. Did that one, just finished that one. There, we got that one. I don't think I... Oh, okay, I got one before that, but we'll just, let me see. We'll do this one and go back. So what do we got here? Square root of 100 is 10, plus the square root of 36 is 6 minus the square root of 16, which is?
4.
So 10 plus 6 minus 4 equals? 12. All right, and let me see, I have this one. The question is, which of the following is the square root of? So it just lays it out in verbiage like that. Which of the following is the square root of negative 1776 slash negative 2 minus 632. So I would start here with the negative 1776 divided by negative 2 because we do multiplication division first, and that equals 888 minus 632. But it asks for the square root of all of that, so we don't want to forget that. So 888 minus 632 equals 256. 256. So I want the square root of that. 256 is 16. All right. Did that one. I think this is my last little one here. What's that little 2 mean right there?
Square root.
So really means nothing, correct?
Yep.
I should say it means nothing, but it's just, they threw it in there, but it means the same thing if it wasn't there.
It's redundant.
It's redundant is a good word. Thank you. I don't like redundancy. I don't like things that just repeat themselves, just kind of say the same thing twice, as in,
Repeating themselves.
as in repeating. What was that? The Department of Redundancy and,
Repeating, yeah.
yeah.
The Department of Redundancy and Repetitiveness.
Yes.
Yeah, redundancies where you don't need it, but they're redundancies can be good.
Yes, in aviation, redundancy is a good thing. All right, so we got, let's see, square root of 31, 5.57 plus square root 43, 6.56 divided by 17 squared, 289. So I got 12.13 divided by 289, which is equal to about 0.0419. So I got 723 somewhere on there. So that would round up to 0.042, somewhere in that neighborhood. All right. For some reason, I decided that that was the section labeled, I think, order of operation. And then I do roots and powers, which we really already covered. So I can probably weed out some of this because some of it is very simple and we've already just covered this. Find the square root of 1,476. Well, that's pretty simple. Two-button operation, square root of any number. So you could find the square root of any number, I'm guessing, because there are multiple questions. You just say, find the square root of. Find the square root of. And they ask you this on the FA test question, as though you don't own a calculator. 1746. I've got another one, 3,720,000. Oh, no, 0.1835. I have another one that's 124.9924. So what do you get? What's the square root of 1,746? 41.785. Square root of 3,722.1835. 0.009.
0.0001.
Okay, I have 97, so he's
Yeah,
right.
that's what I have too.
So it'd be 61.001. All right, and what did we get for this one?
11.18.
11.18. Guess what, though? That is not a possible answer. Answers given are 0.1118 times 10 to the negative second power, and it spells it out, I think. Or 0.11, no. You're supposed to erase. 111.8 times 10 to the third power, and 1,118 times 10 to the negative second. All right, so what do we call this here?
Scientific notation.
Scientific notation. And we want to remember that when we're working with scientific notation, I like the word unpack. So if I unpack this number, is it going to get bigger or smaller than what I'm seeing right there?
Smaller.
It's going to get smaller by how many places?
2.
That'll be 0.001118. All right. Did that match? It did not. All right, unpack this. This number is going to get bigger or smaller?
Bigger.
Bigger by how many places?
3.
So that's 111.8. We'll go 1, 2, 3. I got 2 more zeros. So that's 111,800. That did not work out. And 1,118 times 10 to the negative second. So that number is going to unpack and be
Smaller.
smaller. So if the decimal place is right there, it goes 1, 2. That makes it 11.18. That is the correct answer. All right. Is are any of these numbers given proper scientific notation?
No.
They are not. Why not?
Throw you off.
Yeah, but they're not proper scientific notation. What is proper scientific notation?
1.118 times 10 to the or 1/10
Yes.
of 1 power.
It has to be a number between what?
1 to 10.
1 and 9. So what would be proper scientific notation for this one? 1.11
times 10 to the negative 1 power.
times 10 to the negative 1. So when I unpack this, it's going to get, you just said negative 1. So is that correct?
No.
No, let's try it again. 1.118 times 10 to the
1.
to the first power. So when I unpack this, this number is going to get
Bigger.
bigger by one place, which would be 1.18. So, got bigger, so, okay.
Would it be acceptable if you didn't put the 1 as an exponent?
No, because proper scientific notation would have the exponent. Not my opinion. That's the way I see it in the FA world. All right, so let's see. Find the square root of 1824. So I'll just do it shorthand. But it's written out just like it was before. Find the square root of. And what do you get for that one? 42.70831. Your choices are 0.42708 times 10 to the second power, 0.42708, and 0.42.708 times 10 to the negative second. It's A? All right, A, B, C. What does A equal when it's unpacked? 708. What does this one equal? 0.42708. Move it 2 places to the smaller. I hate to use left and right, but it is true it's left. All right. Written out. Find the cube. Find the cube of 64. And the cube, now it's not the cubed root, so we're looking for that. They didn't say root, so it's the cube. So that is the same as 64 cubed to the third power. So 262,144. 262,144 is correct. And everybody knows how to do that. It was 64 caret 3 equals. Find the square root, and it's written out again. Find the square root of 4 raised to the 5th power, to the 5th power. So it would be something like this, not something like it, it would be this, 4 to the 5th power. So well, this is actually a 2, so you have the 5 there, so that's 2 minus 5, so that'd be 3, so 4 to the 3rd.
Yeah.
I would do that. Okay. So I would just do the square root of 4 is 2 raised to the 5th. Well, everybody knows 2 times 5 is 10. 2 to the 5th power is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. I lost count, so that's why I wouldn't do that. I would just use my calculator, which equals 32.
Did they put a comma in that question, or is this find the square root of 4?
Raised to the 5th power, just like I
Square
wrote
root
it.
of 4 comma raised to the 5th power.
I don't
So
think
how
so.
come that wouldn't be read as like 4 raised to the 5th power, the square root of that?
It's the same answer.
Is it the same answer?
Because that's what I did first. Yeah, I just thought 32.
I would just think that
Oh,
way.
no,
I just
no,
want to make sure I read
Use
this.
your calculator.
We're doing math for reading. We're not English.
So we define the word the.
Yeah, so I think the FA tests are pretty, on our side, are okay. Who are my pilots in here? Nope.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah.
start.
Oh, you're working on, you just did your test, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Who did you study with? You took your written.
Yeah.
Okay. And I won't embarrass you unless you want to tell me your score. It doesn't matter. What did you study with?
Phil.
Did he tell you to use Shepherd Air?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just the book that we went off of.
Okay.
Essays.
So when I studied for my written for my instrument, I used Shepherd Air, which Phil said use Shepherd Air. It doesn't. I don't think they have anything for mechanics, but for all the pilot stuff, it's the most up-to-date possible questions, and you're supposed to interact with them when you take your test. Did you see anything wrong? And like every time you log in, they're like, hey, we have reports of this one. And there are several test questions where you would do it, You would come up with the answer. You're positive of the answer. You'd hit it and say, you're wrong. And like, wow, am I wrong? I don't get it. And it would say, okay, if you pick A, which I picked A, you actually got the correct answer, but the FAA is currently scoring that as incorrect. You should select this one. I'm like, but that's not the right answer. And it's like, well, they're expecting you to memorize then the wrong answer. I'm like, I can't do that. I'm just, nope, I'm going to memorize the answer, the right answer, and I'll go in. And sure enough, I got one of those. I'm like, oh my God, I know this is one of those ones. I'm pretty sure this has got the wrong, and I answered it correctly, and it's the one I missed. So, which sucked.
Why do they do that?
Yeah, why? How is that?
It's, it's just like anything. They've created the test. They put it out there. They're human. They make a mistake. Somebody is tired, keyed in like B is the right one, and they shouldn't have.
Or so it's actually like wrong.
So they can make mistakes, but we can't.
Correct.
Can you challenge him?
Who are you going to call? Yeah.
Yeah.
Where did we just do? Same thing. What is the square root? What is the square root? It's written out 16 raised to the 4th power. So that'd be square root of 16 raised to the 4th power. Square root of 16 is 4 raised to the 4th power is 256. Correct. Say it correct.
Yeah.
All right. There's no point in standing there in front of the time clock. The result of 7. The result of 7. So result of 7 raised to the 3rd power plus the square root of 39 is equal to
349.244.
so that is 7. Just give me a second. 7 to the 3rd power plus the square root of 39. Which is 343 plus 6.2, a lot of numbers. We'll say 245. Which equals how much?
349.245.
349.245. Oh, here's an easy one for you. Which of the figures is using scientific notation?
Number one.
Number 1. That wasn't very hard at all, was it? Number 1. All right. Let's see. And why is it number 1?
Because the number is between 1 and 10.
Numbers between 1 and 10. Base numbers between 1 and 10. 1 and 9. Base numbers between 1 and 9. And
Base 10.
and this just doesn't even look right. So, all right. Just tell by the way it is. That's the best answer. I just know.
That's my favorite video of all time. It's the best math reference video of all time.
All right. We'll pick up right there tomorrow. How's that sound? So give you a chance to stand there in front of the time clock.